All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Let's step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the country music capital of the world. It's Nashville. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Nashville tonight for race number 5 of the season. It's 110 laps tonight, and this is a wide, fast track. A lot of guys can win here. We've got what it takes to bring home the victory here at Nashville. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little country music for you tonight, maybe. It's race number 5. It's Nashville Superspeedway, and this is live, baby. It's the Buschwackers Series right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. And we got a good one here for you, I believe. It's Nashville Superspeedway tonight in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series, 110 laps, and it's race number 5. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks so much for joining us. It's going to be a good one. Always fun to see Nashville on the schedule. Really enjoy this track. And contrary to what the practice session will be, we'll be doing a day race. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages you choose from. Also, you want to host your website or your online store? How about some VPS hosting and shared web hosting? Those also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. You've got a quick link to our Discord server. And that's where we do most of our league business. You get updates, point standings, schedules, quick links to TurnLeftTV broadcasts, and a good way to contact us there through HighOctaneRacing.net. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Then smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. Thanks to all those new subscribers out there, by the way. I really appreciate that. Man, we're getting up there. We're getting close to 900. Let's go, baby. I'll push it past 900, and I think we're going to step on the gas pedal to 1,000. So I appreciate your patronage here at TurnLeftTV. A lot of videos. Over 500 videos here at TurnLeftTV. And don't forget to click on the links down the description of this race and help me out by supporting those links. That includes PayPal. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, I always appreciate that. High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be in action on Saturday night at 9 p.m. That's tomorrow. It's race number 4. It's Nashville, of course. The Cup cars, the big boys, will be out here mixing it up. So check that one out. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action for race number 10, the final race of the season. And it will be Kentucky Speedway. 100-lap race there. If we get a final race of the season, that's coming up on Tuesday, July the 2nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a great race this last Tuesday, and I think Kentucky's going to be more of the same. Take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Dana Grover and Arthur Vieira in a fist fight right now for the points lead. Claudio Bardelli Jr. could capitalize on these guys getting racy. He is third. Gelson Neto fourth. Dennis Udichin is fifth. Look how tight that points battle is in the top five. Jomar Peixoto sixth. Gordon Carter seventh. Givaldo Spindola is eighth. Sean Jacobs sits ninth in points. And 10th is John Stanley. Page number 2 ended up by Benar Silva, Julio Caligari, Thiago Gomez, Steve Pierce, and Todd Robillard rounding out the top 15. Alvarez has had just that one race, maybe 2 races there, and he's 16th in points. Preston Hassel 17th, Jair Leveda 18th, Stanislav Pavlov 19th, and Jesus Iglesias in 20th. And then 21st through 27th there on page number 3. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, we are halfway here at Nashville. Next week, we'll start the back half of that season with Chicagoland. Pocono coming up on July the 12th. Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the 19th of July. Richmond Raceway on the 26th. And Michigan kicking off August for us on August the 2nd. Take a look at our chat session. Givaldo in here joining us. Good to see Gelson. He said he's not going to be able to make it tonight, so hopefully he has fun watching the race. And Givaldo, maybe try to get that top 5 tonight here. We'll see. He's got about 40 seconds left to go in the practice session before we head on over to Quals. All right, these guys headed over to the qualification session. And again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Do have some links down in the description of this race. Got one over to the SimLab website if you'd like to check those guys out. I'm an affiliate through them, so if you'd like to purchase some, please use that link, that SimLab web link in the description of the race. Of course, there's a donation button as well. These guys headed over to the qualification session. Look at Franco Alvarez coming off that big win last week out here. Going to get the first lap in. Down the backstretch there on his out lap, or his first time lap. A lot of room to race here. A lot of different grooves that you can try here. And let's see what he gets. A 30.818 for him. Preston Hassel, let's see where he's at. Preston Hassel qualifying here, I believe. Preston Hassel to the top of the grid. Well, I thought we 30.743. That didn't last long. Now Arthur Vietta's at the top of the grid. Let's take a look at Antonis. We'll call him Pappy. Papa Renopoulos. Papa Renopoulos. A lot of syllables in that last name, bro. The 7X car. Actually, in the 1X car. Man, I don't even know what I'm doing. Alvarez at the top of the grid with his 30.692. Uderchin in the top 5 right now. Oh, hard contact there coming off the turn, and that's going to cause him some problems, and he's bagged out of that qualification attempt. Take a look at Bargelli Jr. here in the 19. Down the backstretch here as 30.692 is the time to beat. Vietta's second, Hassel third, Richter fourth. Uderchin right now in the 5th position. .888. Bargelli Jr. now in P5. A little work to do here on lap number 2 for him. And it looks like he is going to end up with a P5. Jesus Iglesias in his qual lap. Well, Iglesias right now in P12. Let's see where this lap's at. 30.517 still P12 for him. All right, looks like qual is effectively over here. We got about 5 minutes left to go, but I think everybody who is going out has gone out. Not sure, haven't heard about Dana Grover, but looks like he's going to remain, and also Benner Silva maybe as well. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started, huh? All right, welcome back. Qualification, technically about 2 minutes left to go in quals, so we'll have the results for you very, very soon. Big field here joining us tonight, and I'm going to have to get my pick in here after, since I got the quals in. My pick tonight, Arthur Vieira. That's who I'm picking to win this race tonight. Good to see Antonis in here joining us. And again, don't forget, this is 110 lap here tonight, race number 5. And man, I'll tell you what, good season on the back half here with Chicagoland. You see Pocono. A lot of guys like Pocono. Hate Pocono. Personally, I do. I don't mind broadcasting races for it, but I cannot drive Pocono. I'll tell you that right now. Indianapolis Motor Speedway on July the 19th. Richmond on July the 26th. And Michigan hitting you in the face on August the 2nd to finish out the season. So qualifications just about over here, it looks like. We'll give you the results. Okay, let's take a look at the results here in the qualification session. Look at Franco Alvarez qualifies P1 with a 30.692. Lightning fast there for him. Archer Vieta qualifies in the second position. Preston Hassel will start third. Dan Richter starts in the fourth position. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19 starts in P5. Dennis Schuderchin starts in the sixth position. Sean Jacobs seventh. Antonis Paparanopoulos starts in the eighth position. We'll call him AP. Chris Hughes starts ninth, and Gordon Carter will start in the 10th position. Starting in 11th is Steve Pierce in the 51. Jesus Iglesias will start 12th. Ben Silva 13th. Julio Calagari starts in the 14th position. Don Robillard 15th. Thiago Gomez will start in the 16th position. Gilmar Peixoto is 17th. Givaldo Spinella 18th. And Dana Grover qualifies in the 19th position. So we got about 10 minutes here in the warm-up session. There's my pick to win this race tonight, and that is Archer Vieta. Now, I know it's dark right now here in the warm-up session, but the race is a day race. If you know anything about RF2, some of these sessions here, you have to change it in a permanent file in order for it to be the right time. But the race time is really what you control when you set up a race. So. To get my pick in here again. My pick is Archer Vieta to win this race tonight. I think he's got the winning formula. He's got a good qualification position, that's for sure. And then we got Dan Richter, one of our Indiana drivers. In the 65 Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be here tomorrow night for race number 4 of that season, 110-lap race. And it is the Saturday Night Thunder of the Cup Series. The big boys out here at Nashville. That'll be a lot of fun in the Cup cars. So that'll be coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in joining up, there is the code there on the banner. I had a QR code. I'll have to make one. Well, we didn't take a look at this track, have we? Man, I've been busy. We have not taken a look at this track. This is Nashville, baby. Nashville Superspeedway, located in Lebanon, Tennessee. And it's just a little over a mile in length, 1.33 miles, 2.145 kilometers in length. Of course, 4 turns, if you don't consider the tri-oval turn, but it is a classic tri-oval. And it banking into turns at 14 degrees. A lot of room to race here at Nashville. So you got to really, really stay up on the wheel, though, because you're going to be in some packs here tonight. And that reminds me of the keys of the race. To check those out. Save your tires here. This place is tough on tires. Find your groove. Stick to that groove. Set up your passes. Be patient here with those passes, man. Manage the traffic and make good pit stops here at Nashville. So about 3.5 minutes left to go. Don't forget the tough trucks will be at Kentucky on Tuesday, July the 2nd. Can you believe that? July, right around the corner here, huh? It's race number 10 of the season, and it's the final race of the season. A 100-lap race coming up from Kentucky in the High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series.
to your butts, 'cause this is gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson, saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas, alright. Race fans, my heavens, my heavens. Buschwackers.
All right, boys and girls, I think it's that time, huh? It is that time, I believe. So getting ready to go green here. So getting the command to start the engines. And this should be a fun one tonight here at Nashville. It's race number 5 of the season.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
All right, boys and girls, here we go. So tonight is Nashville. These guys populating the grid. We'll take a look at the starting order here. Let's take a look at the starting order. As Franco Alvarez starts P1, Art Vieta starts in his second position. Starting in third is Preston Hassel. Dan Richter starts in the fourth position. Starting in fifth is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Dennis Udichin starts in the sixth position. Sean Jacobs, seventh. Antonis Paparanopoulos starts in the eighth position. Starting in ninth will be Chris Hughes. Gordon Carter starts in the 10th position. Steve Pierce starts 11th. Jesus Iglesias starts in the 12th position. Starting in 13th will be Benner Silva. Julio Caligari starts in 14th. 15th will be Todd Roblar. And Thiago Gomez starts in the 16th position. And starting in 17th will be Gilmar Peixoto. Givaldo Spindola starts in 18th in the 68 car. Well, we got one formation lap here, so we get things going pretty quickly. So here we go, boys and girls. 110 laps here at Nashville. Oh, there are 2 laps. Well, bless their little hearts. Bless their little hearts here. Let's take a look at the race keys here. Man, I'm an amateur. They should have. Somebody in race control needs to talk to me. Save those tires tonight. Find your groove. And set up some passes to manage that traffic and make good pit stops. That's what we need here at Nashville, I would imagine. Alvarez and Vieta side by side here for the green flag. And here we go. Pace car's off.
Green flag, go, go, go. Be nice here. Be nice, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Well, that didn't work out well. Darrell Waltrip was asleep, baby. Nico Alvarez gets a good start. Always something with the tech people. Preston Hassel jumps up to P2, so Preston Hassel got a good start. He's running into second position. Vieta now back to third. Richter is fourth. Bargelli Jr. in the fifth position. Steve Pierce. Pierce there, we're taking a look at him. It was side by side there for a bit. I thought he was side by side, it looked like. Bargelli Jr. running in the fifth position. Just behind him is Antonis. Call him AP. In the 1X car, battling the 19 here early on. And the 19 throwing that car into the turn. Whoa, just way up there in the kitty litter. The 19 up into the kitty litter, and AP going to get by. And it looks like maybe Givaldo's come around. Like a Givaldo and Jesus, also the 3X involved. Let's take a look at the what happened there. Take a look here as Givaldo in the 68 car. Now something happened up there in front of him. He tries to get out of the throttle, get away. It looked like maybe the 7X had gotten a little bit swirly. Looked like maybe the 7X might have come around. Oh, there was contact there with the Jesus as well. Looked like Jesus had some trouble. Givaldo and Jesus. Gilmar gets up out of the groove a little bit, comes around. The 3X gets it, catches him. I'm not sure what happened there to the 22. Take a look here with the 22. So when he gets loose, back into his car coming around. Oh, man. I think, the 7X absolutely destroyed him. Yeah, the car just got loose on him. Right there, early down on the inside. Causes that car to break loose. The 5X, Silva gets through. Excuse me, the 5 of Silva gets through. But the 7X absolutely annihilates the 22 car. On board here with Peixoto trying to miss this, and then that creates even more contact. Thiago Gomez, he had nowhere to go. You see a 71 car getting loose. Gomez misses that, but cannot miss the 22. Again, you see there was some contact up at the top of the 5X or 3X machine too. And man, what a hard look there. Leonard Silva, how did he sneak through this? Wow. Look at that. Whoa, man, he squeezes through. A little contact with the wall for Silva.
Wow.
Going back to live and our first caution flag. So our first caution flag. All right, the 83 of Franco Alvarez is the leader. 27, Preston Hassel in the second position. Third, Artem Vietor, Dan Richter fourth. AP running in the fifth position. Dennis Udich in sixth. Who's his seventh? Robillard eighth. Bardelli Jr. ninth. And rounding out the top 10 here is Ben Silva. So it looks like Gomez and Peixoto both on pit lane. Gomez is going to have a ton of damage. A lot of damage there, no doubt, for Thiago Gomez. What a tough break there for him. So Alvarez is the leader. Gomez on pit lane, and tons of damage there for him. All right, here we go. Get ready to go back green. Alvarez will control the start. Got some guys down coming off pit lane. Couple guys a couple laps down. Now Peixoto, Gomez, and Iglesias all down a few laps. Alvarez gets a good start there. And Preston Hassel, the 27 up on the high side. Racy there behind as Vieira is up making it through the 1X. AP trying to get through as well, but he has to tuck in. And that AMD Rising Spots machine in P3. Chris Hughes, how about that? Running in the 7th position in the 7 car. Excuse me, he's in the 6th position now in the 7 car. Dan Richter just ahead of him. Behind, see that 90 of Todd Robillard. Now the back there is a Ben Silva giving it a peek. 90 Robillard up on the high side. Ben Silva in the 8th spot. He is trying to pick up P7, but that's a tucked in. Alvarez likes where he's at, but I'll tell you what, Artur Vieira is right there. Sean Jacobs and Travolta Spinelli here battling it out. Sean Jacobs was talking a little bit about there was a problem with his gas pedal tonight. And the 24 makes it around the 68, so the 24 now up to the 12th position. Gordon Carter going to try to sneak through as well, and he gets through the 22 of Jesus Iglesias. He is down 3 laps. It'll be a tough, tall order for him to try to make up that position. But 56, Gordon Carter running in the 13th spot. Robillard up on the high side as we got a yellow flag. It looks like the 19 going to make it around, but something's happened to Iglesias, I believe. Iglesias in the 22 is off the pace. This orange crush sponsor machine having a rough night here. He had contacted earlier in the week and said he was having trouble with this. He is knocking a cone out there. Having a trouble with his gas pedal. Or excuse me, it's his brake pedal. Take a look and see what happened. The brake pedal not working here for him, and he was talking about that early in the week, and looks like everybody got through that, but that orange crush sponsor machine, not a good night there for him. They're going to have to figure out what went wrong with that brake pedal. He just cannot get this car slowed down enough And then, wow, the 51 sneaks through right there. How about that? 51, Steve Pierce able to sneak through. On board here with him. Watch this. He's going to see the 22. He goes up to the high line. Doesn't panic. And just sneaks on through. Wow. 22 right here, man. He just broke loose. And watch that. Look at that. What an amazing move. So we do have some guys coming down pit lane here in the 83 leading the field down pit lane. Bardelli Jr. looks like he's going to stay out, get some points. Bardelli Jr. out to lead a lap. Try to solidify some points for him. The 83 of Franco Alvarez. Got a big win last week. Take a look at that battle on pit lane. Oh, look at that battle right there. I don't know if Alvarez got him. Vieira looked like he might have had the advantage coming off pit lane. Wow. So maybe Archer might have slipped through there and got the edge out on Franco Alvarez. Let's take a look here. Watch this battle off pit lane. Right here. Whoa, man, that was close. That was close. Woo. Yeah, wants this spot right here, but whoa. And it does look like he edges him a little bit. Wow, well, that was close. Oh, my heavens. This guy's racing off pit lane, too, baby. Bardelli Jr. is the leader, but I suspect he is going to come down pit lane. I would imagine he's going to give up some track position here to come down pit lane. I'm not sure, but can't imagine him staying out. Well, Iglesias out of the race. He was having some technical problems with his pedal. Hopefully he's able to get that fixed. I did see that he was posting in Discord earlier this week about the brake pedal not working properly. Thought he might have had that fixed, but apparently not. Well, hopefully Jesus Barbecue Iglesias is going to get that fixed here before long. So the 19 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. is staying out. Gordon Carter stayed out as well. So the front two here, although not a lot of laps on the tires, have elected to stay out for some track position. The 56 and the 19 will start side by side here on this restart. Vieta and Alvarez will start in the second row. Hassel, Richter start in row 3. Row 4 will be Robillard and AP.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, here we go. The 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Archer Vieta gets a good start there on that restart and now jumps up to P2. Preston Hassel is in third. Fanning out behind as they start jockeying around for position. These tires come in here and get racy. Take a look at Dennis Schuderchin in the 47 car. He's running in the 11th position. Out in front of his machine, the 65, Dan Richter, Sean Jacobs as well. Looks like there's a cone out on the track. No debris caution. But they're 3 wide there coming off the turn. Gordon Carter on the outside of that 3 wide is the 1X, and the 5 were on the inside. The 56 car tucks in behind the 1X. That's AP. Sean Jacobs in the 24 climbing up onto the back of the 56 car. Franco Alvarez, he's got a lot of company there with the 90, now starting to put a little move here on the 27, but the 90 is pressuring him from behind. Oh, boy, getting close. Getting close. AP going down to the inside. Into the back of the 90 car. Can the 90 hold on? 90 holds on there. Wow. How in the world did that happen? This was on the restart here, so take a look and see what happened here. Todd Robillard, he got hit by the 1X car down to the inside. Look at this 1X car, tries to go 3 wide. A little aggressive right there, gets into the back of the 90, and the 90 goes flying across pit lane. And how in the world was he able to save that? Whatever the case may be, he did. Holy Toledo. And Richter might have had a view of that. Look at that right there. Little contact. He's going to get through. Up here to the race leaders, the 4 of Archer Vieta is our leader. Franco Alvarez has gotten through traffic now, catches him. Preston Hassel running in the 3rd position. Silva is 4th. Silva's 3rd. Preston Hassel's 4th. Bardelli Jr. is in P5. Dan Richter's worked his way up to the 6th position. And battling the 19. Now the 19 on a little bit older tires. Remember, he stayed out on that last caution flag. AP just behind him. Now, you know AP's got to have some damage there right front of that car. After that contact with Robillard, he's diving down to the inside here. He's going to try to pick up a position here on the 65. Waiting to go 2 wide this time versus 3 wide like he did with the 90. Back and take a look at that earlier situation. You see the 5 car on the high side. So Robillard down on the inside line. AP down below that yellow line right there. And wow, that was crazy. Robillard did a great job of not panicking. Well, Archer Vieira is our leader. He's been my pick to win this race. And JJ said, hey, you got to pick one of them, man. You can't just combine the names, JJ. JJ said his is Artur Alvarez. You got to pick one. You can't combine the names. That ain't going to work. Can't be Franco Vieira. Dan Richter here now closing in on Bardelli Jr. Bardelli up the track a little bit, but Dan Richter's going to use that spot, use that room to get around. Chris Hughes, haven't talked too much about him. Gordon Carter up the track there as the 47 tried to get through, but also Chris Hughes sneaking through as well in the 7 car. Chris Hughes on the move. He is now up to P9. Gordon Carter falls back to the 10th position. That battle not over, though. Gordon Carter in the 56 battling back on the outside. Take a look at Julio Caligari in the 3X. He's climbing onto the back of the 56 car. So Julio having a pretty good race. Right now running in the 11th position, looking to crack the top 10, down below the 56. And Julio down to the bottom in that 3X car, going to get by the 56. Gordon Carter now falls back to P11. Talked about this battle a little bit earlier here, is that Dan Richter now going to the inside of the 1X. The 65, Dan Richter is in P5 now. The 1X in the 6th position. Steve Pierce and Givaldo Spindler here battling for the 14th spot. Steve Pierce and that Captain Morgan sponsored Camaro in the 51 car. Now is in 14th. Givaldo falling back to the 15th position. Take a look at Dennis Judichon in the 47. Behind him is Chris Hughes. Judichon right now running in the 8th position. Take a look at that gap there between the 47 and the 7. Starting to close in on Bardelli Jr. I think that's that strategy to stay out, get some laps led there, might not have been the best strategy for Bardelli Jr. He is about ready to be swallowed up there by the 47 and the 7. See the 47 car really closing in pretty fast here on Bardelli Jr. There's a 47 easing through. Bardelli Jr. has to tuck in. Take a look at Giulio Caligari. He's running in the 9th position as he's next in line to try to close in on Bardelli Jr. Chris Hughes behind him in the 7th spot. Gordon Carter is, in the 10th spot. Gordon Carter now back to the 11th position. He stayed out as well, I believe. And just behind him, see Thiago Gomez, who is in the lucky dog position. Gomez in the 7X car after an earlier incident. He has climbed back up here to the lucky dog spot and hopefully able to get back on the lead lap. Right now it's got a green flag field though. Sean Jacobs in the 24 is running in the 12th position. He was having some trouble there with his brake pedal, I think, earlier tonight as well. Well, that gap has increased ever so slightly between Vieira and Alvarez. About a half a second gap there between the two of those guys. Alvarez had closed in on Vieira, but I'll tell you what, Vieira looking very, very strong here at California. Take a look at here, Giulio Caligari. Going to get around Bardelli Jr., so the 3X of Caligari now is in the 8th position. Bardelli Jr. Drifted back there, and he's going to be swallowed up there by the 7 car. Preston Hassel and Benor Silva. Benor Silva, oh, it's up into the outside wall. Benor Silva made contact with the outside wall, and Preston Hassel sneaks through. That 5 car got a big win the other night here in the Truck Series. Right here at California. But tonight, contact with the outside wall. And Silva right there, bouncing it off the wall. Man, and I'll tell you what, that was a hard lick there. Take a look here, get another look at that right there into the outside wall. And wow, the 27 able to sneak by. On board here with Preston Hassel. He sees that, he's just praying that 5 car does not come down across the track. And Benor Silva does a good job of tucking in. And he's going to have some right side damage, I think, he's going to have to deal with. Doesn't seem to affect him a huge deal, but for me, it's when something happens to me like that, I'm always assessing, okay, what has this done to the car? What have I done to the car? Definitely takes you out of your rhythm at the very least. And I believe we got some pit stops underway. Artur Vieira is the leader, but I believe we got some guys coming down pit lane. Bardelli Jr., remember, he's a little bit off sequence. He is on pit lane. And now Vieira is closing in on some lap traffic. As we take a look at Artur Vieira, the leader, but Claudio Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. Remember, a little bit off sequence for him. As he's now coming back out on track in that 15th position in the 19 car. Looks like Robillard is on pit lane. So the 90 of Todd Robillard. That C4 Energy sponsored Camaro is making a pit stop here at lap 45. Looks like Gordon Carter also on pit lane. So pit stops underway. Green flag pit stops hitting us in the face here. Now you got to be asking yourself, how long are you going to stay out? Vietta's very good at doing that math as well. And it looks like Robillard's finished up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. Don't forget, we'll be at Nashville Superspeedway tomorrow night. Race number 4 in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder Series. The Cup cars, the big boys, out here tomorrow night. Should be a fun one. Starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tough Trucks will be at Kentucky on July the 2nd. Race number 10, the final race of that season. Big 100-lapper there at Kentucky. Great mile-and-a-half track. So that'll be a fun one. Take a look at Franco Alvarez as these guys on fresher tires are back out on the track. You see the 56 and the 90 both running nose to tail. Those guys on fresher rubber there getting by the second place car, Franco Alvarez. He didn't make it easy for him, that's for sure. Hassel, Silva, and Unichin all on pit lane. Gilmar Peixoto also on pit lane. It looks like Franco Alvarez has decided to come down pit lane. And that's also it looks like Artur Vietta's come down pit lane. Sorry, I got a little lost. Artur Vietta, the race leader, coming down pit lane is Franco Alvarez, trying to have a little drag race with him down pit lane. You see Givaldo Spindola also on pit lane. Richter on pit lane. AP on pit lane as well. Oh, and there's contact there getting into the pit stall. The 83 might have come across the nose of Vietta. Let's take a look. Watch this. Getting into the pit lane. Watch this 83. Going to slide across the nose, I think, here of the 4. Right there. Contact. Holy Toledo. And that now gives the 83 an advantage. Maybe Vietta's team had to pull that fender out, but that right fender, definitely some contact from the 83. Now, you know, the 83 is going to have some damage in that as well. But there was contact there on pit lane. Let's take a look. Watch this again. Take a look at the 83 car. Right here across the nose of the 4. He makes some evasive move at the last second. But, wow. I'll tell you what, man. Don't want to poke the bear, that's for sure. Right there. Oh, man. And there was contact. And that definitely affected how that pit stop transpired. You take a look at Vietta. Alvarez beats him out. Vietta did not have the pit stop that he wanted, that's for sure. And Alvarez is the leader. He's got a fairly decent-sized lead here after pit stops. My heavens, some drama on pit lane. Trouble in South America tonight. Todd Robillard now and Julio Caligari battling it out. Caligari in the 3X car. Robillard in the 90. And this is for the 8th spot as Caligari takes over 8th. Robillard back to the 9th position. Take a look at Gilmar Peixoto and Givaldo Spindola. Peixoto in a 71. Givaldo down on the bottom line. I think Givaldo's making a pit stop. Maybe coming back down pit lane. Let's take a look. Oh, he was coming off pit lane. There you go. See the 68 car. Great looking paint scheme there. Another Franco Alvarez scheme. And now Givaldo back to the 17th position. Well, that gap between Alvarez and Vieira now 1.5 seconds. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in third. Richter is fourth. Good night here for Dan Richter. Running in P4. AP now back to the 5th position. I think we've cycled through pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. To the 65, maybe on a little bit fresher tires there with the 19. Remember, he kind of started that pit stop sequence out. So he might be on a little bit older tires here. A few laps on those tires compared to what the 65 car had. On board here with Dan Richter. He's got a lot of speed there coming off, and he's down below the 19 car now. 19 car giving him a little bit of room. Once he figured out that the 65 car was a little faster. And the 65, look at that concentration. And 65 now up to P3. Bardelli Jr. back to the 4th position. Take a look at AP here in the 1X car. Had a little bit of an incident earlier. Some contact with Todd Robillard. Robillard did a hell of a job of saving that car. But AP right now running in the 5th position at 1X machine. Ben Silva here in the 5 car running in P6. There was a little contact for him on the outside wall earlier in the race. And that car may not be handling the way that he wants it to. Nonetheless, he has a top 10 run going. Running in 7th is Dennis Udichin in the 47 car. And that Toyota, he might be the top Toyota. If I was taking a look here, it looks like he might be the top Toyota here tonight at 47. He is about 1.2 seconds behind Ben Silva. Giulio Caligari is running in the 8th position. Just ahead of him is the 7X, and the 7X is Thiago Gomez. Now, Thiago Gomez no longer in the lucky dog position. He is running in 14th, just ahead of Caligari. Now, Caligari is a lap ahead. So the 7X of Thiago Gomez, early big-time incident for him, and he has been trying to play catch-up. AP here in the 1X car. AP in the 1X getting by Claudio Bardelli Jr. So that 1X, Antonis Paparanopoulos, now running in the 4th spot. Good run there for him. I'll tell you what, man, this guy right here, Artur Vieira, has closed in on the 83. Remember, after pit stops, a little change in position and fairly decent little size gap. And now Artur Vieira has closed in and gotten that spot back. That NASCAR BR sponsored machine. Now getting around the Bass Tracker, Bass Pro Shops Camaro. So a couple Camaros here running P1, P2. Bardelli Jr. Oh! Bardelli Jr. to the inside. Whoa! In the grass. Bardelli Jr. got onto the apron, broke the car loose. My heavens. And Udichin gets by. Holy Toledo! What happened to Bardelli Jr.? He got down onto the apron just a little bit, touches the apron in the wrong part of the track, and that breaks that car loose. He does a great job of holding on to the thing. The 5 car is going to get by, and by the time the 19 gets back up on the track, the 47 has caught him and is going to get a position. So Udrich now P6, but Bardelli Jr. had a handful. Look at this on board here with Bardelli Jr. Watch him working this wheel. Look at that. He does not panic. Wow. Does a great job there. He does not panic, and luckily comes back up on the track as Silva gets by. Wow. Well, that was interesting. That was really, really interesting. You see right there, scraping the bottom of that car as this thing wants to come around. And he does a great job of not panicking and back out on the track. Like I said, at the right time, he could have gotten into Silva. Wow. How about this, Gordon Carter and the 90 of Todd Robillard. 56 car to the inside. Gordon Carter now picking up P10 as Robillard falling back to the 11th position. The High Place Moving sponsor Camaro. A couple Camaros here battling it out. The High Place Moving sponsor machine now in the top 10. Yet now starting to experience a little bit of lap traffic there as Steve Pierce in the 51 car. Pierce is now 2 laps down in the 15th position, and Alvarez getting through as well. Take a look at Steve Pierce running in the 15th spot. He is 2 laps down. I haven't seen really anything as far as damage or anything like that, or any incidents. He was able to avoid an earlier incident, our first incident of the night. But right now running in the 15th spot. Our first car 1 lap down is now the 27 car. AMD Rising sponsor machine of Preston Hassel. He is in our lucky dog spot. We're at 67 laps in. Definitely on the back half of this race. Well, Vieira wants where he wants to be, but I'll tell you, Franco Alvarez is giving him some company. They're just 4/10 back. Vieira might have drove the wheels off that thing just trying to run down Franco Alvarez. You see now Sean Jacobs. Some trouble with the brake pedal here, as he was talking about earlier tonight, and Vieira having a little trouble getting by that 24, but 24 said something's up with the brake pedal. Just does not seem right. It might have been the gas pedal, one or the other. And he might have been up in the wall. Take a look at this. Bernard Silva to the inside of AP. Silva in the 5 car. Oh, man. AP almost turned down a little bit too soon, but Silva gets by. See Antonis Paparanopoulos running in P5. And our 5 car now in the 4th position. Well, they're nose to tail here, P1, P2. Alvarez patiently following the NASCAR BR-sponsored number 4 car of Arthur Vieira. And these guys closing in on Todd Robillard, who is in the 90 car. Arthur Vieira got to get by, and you see Alvarez ducking down to the inside line. And we got some guys coming off, coming down pit lane, I believe. And it looks like maybe Gomez might be on pit lane. Certainly has not been the night that I think Thiago Gomez wanted to have in that 7X car. Okay, we'll take a look here as the 7X, Thiago Gomez making a pit stop. Now shown in the 15th position. He's hoping to pick up a couple more spots, but he's got a lot of work to do. Going to need a little bit of help as he finishes up his pit stop, now back out on the track in the 15th spot. And now drops, he is in 15th. He is 3 laps down. See Alvarez just a little bit, Vieira just a little bit faster than Alvarez. Now they're pretty much spot on right there. But it looks like Alvarez is starting to close in just a little bit down the straight, but through the turns, it looks like Vieira has a little bit stronger car. These guys are on pit lane. Todd Robillard on pit lane in the 90 car. The more green flag pit stops here. And you like the strategy with some of these guys coming a little bit early. Some of them stretching it out a little bit. They could fuel mileage. The 90 saying he feels like the car is quite tight late in the run. So he just cannot get the car to bite. And we start to see some lap traffic here for these leaders. Givaldo could not get the car out of the way fast enough. As Vieira does make it through, Alvarez also punching through. As we see Robillard coming back out onto the track, rejoining in the 13th position. Preston Hassel in the 27 car, indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. So on board here with him, you get an idea of what it's like to make a pit stop here at Nashville. Quite fast as you come off when you're entering turn 3. And then 50 miles per hour is pit lane speed. So the 27 car on pit lane here on lap 78. Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. As Artur Vieira trying to deal with some of those cars that have already made pit stops and have fresher tires. So that's another situation. Franco Alvarez lying in wait back there, being patient. And Alvarez down to the inside. He said, I'm done waiting. Alvarez to the inside of Artur Vieira, and Alvarez picking up that spot. So maybe that trouble with some lap traffic or with some guys that are coming off pit lane with fresher tires, maybe some issues there. And Vieira now back to P2 as Alvarez could have been just lying in wait right there, as he is now the race leader. Richter on pit lane, and also Utichin, AP also on pit lane. So a new race leader, or back to the race lead, I should say. As you see Dan Richter in the 65 finishing up his pit stop. Vieira is on pit lane, so Arthur Vieira has brought his car down pit lane. So Arthur Vieira led a lot of laps there on through pit stops. He got the race lead and held on to it after that last pit stop. And now he's pitting just a little bit early, maybe doing the math here on Alvarez. Interesting. Maybe some strategy. Both these guys are cagey veterans. A lot of championships between the two of those guys. To see Vieira now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. And Alvarez coming down pit lane. So interesting strategy here. Vieira coming in a little bit earlier than Alvarez. And now we see Vieira back out on track as we switch screens. And Vieira is in a lot of traffic right now. That is not good for his effort. He's going to have to try to hope that Alvarez has a little trouble here on pit lane. Maybe the pit crew has a little trouble. And Alvarez finishing up. Looks like a pretty solid pit stop there for the 83. He is still maintaining the race lead. But those guys coming around in a hurry. Is he going to have enough room to be able to blend in? And he does. So great sequence there for Vieira and a better one for Alvarez. As now Vieira is 2.5 seconds back to Alvarez and in a little bit of traffic. But also Alvarez behind some traffic as well. He's going to have to hope that Todd Robillard, who wants to stay on the lead lap, fair game, doesn't race him too hard. Robillard is wanting to stay on the lead lap. And I don't blame him. And Alvarez all over the back of him right now. And Alvarez now to the side. Alvarez getting by as Robillard gives him the room once he got the position. But that held him up a little bit. That might have held him up. Steve Pearson, the 51 car. Oh, hard on the brakes there for Steve. Hard on the brakes there for him. Does he get the thing straight? He does. No caution flag so far. No caution flag so far. The 51 had a ride on his hands. Holy Toledo. Steve Pierce had a battle on his. Look at this handful. A little bit loose. He gets down onto the apron. Holds on to the thing. The Captain Morgan, boy, he might have spilled a drink. He might have spilled his drink on his lap. And that Captain Morgan sponsor machine. Wow, what a great job holding on to that. Look at on board here with him. What's this? Working this wheel. Let's see if he spills his drink. Oh my God! It was all the that was absolutely all the way around, man. He said, "I didn't spill a drop. I'm a pro, baby." Holy Toledo! Robillard to the outside. See, Caligari's gotten around. Also, Uduchin's gotten around, and the 7. Chris Hughes getting around as well. So Robillard now falling back to the 10th position. And Gordon Carter working that avenue as well. Well, down to a second gap. So despite that traffic, Vietta's been able to persevere and has now cut this lead down to 1 second. So that battle there heating up as we're looking at, about 20 laps to go. This battle here between P1, P2 is now back in business, baby. Vietta has persevered, man. He got stuck in traffic after making his pit stop. Alvarez got out ahead of him after pit sequences had run their cycle, but Vietta did not panic and has closed back in on Alvarez. And I think really when you look at how this is shaken out here so far tonight, and we've still got a few laps here to go, is that I think the 4 car has been a little bit better here. Now, give it, Alvarez some credit. Alvarez has been able to use some strategy, and, he's been good sort of maybe middle of the run, maybe a little bit better than Vietta. But I think for the most of the run, it does look like the 4 car has been just a tad bit better. Now, I say that in that Alvarez might be saving his stuff, too. Alvarez is one of the best at adjusting the strategy on the fly. He knows what he wants to do when he goes in, but he's able to adjust that strategy whenever he needs to. Take a look here at Bardelli Jr. making a pit stop. He is now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out in the 13th position. Not really been the night that I think Bardelli Jr. has wanted to see. Take a look at this. Gordon Carter and Preston Hassel battling now. Gordon Carter the outside of Preston Hassel. The outside of 65. It looks like this Preston Hassel was pushing the issue there and able to get back by. Take a look here as it looked like Gordon Carter had jumped ahead just a little bit. But Preston Hassel holds on to that spot. Carter running in the 10th spot. Preston Hassel running in P9. Chris Hughes and Giulio Caligari battling here. This is for the 7th position, and Chris Hughes in a 7 car. Getting around with 3X of Giulio Caligari. Caligari now falling back to the 8th position here on lap 96. This battle right now is getting serious. I gotta wonder whether these guys are gonna have to make pit stops again. It might be really, really interesting if they do. Remember, Alvarez pitted a little bit later than the 4. So he's got fresher tires, he has a little bit more fuel in the tank, and he might be able to go a few more laps. Again, this is P1, P2. This battle here, 97 laps in, and you could throw a blanket over both these boys. Dan Richter only about 4.5 seconds back here in the 65 car, so those guys starting to get a little racy. The Dan Richter is in the catbird seat. Steve Pierce, also some more trouble here. Touched the apron before. Steve Pierce in that 51 car. Oh, does it come out? Not seeing a yellow flag, so no yellow flag in the 51 car. Holy smokes. We can back that up a little bit. Take a look and see if we can back this up. As it looked like he did the same thing. He got down, maybe trying to miss Preston Hassel. He got down to the inside and he touches this apron right here. And it upsets the balance of the car. You see those tires are not in complete contact with the racing surface. And here he is. He ends up spinning around. But man, not going to happen as far as a caution flag. And we're back up front here. Look at this. Archer Vieta to the inside. Franco Alvarez not giving up the battle up on the outside line. And look at this battle between the 83 and the 4. These guys are having a drag race down the backstretch. And the 83 inching ahead. The 4 car, look. Oh, the 4 car says it's not over, boys. Our 4 car leading a little bit. Alvarez, oh, they're 3 wide. Alvarez says, I'm going to the middle, baby. And Alvarez holding on to that spot. Wow, I tell you what, that's some racing. You're 101 laps in. These guys are now getting after it. The 4 car back to the inside. 83 car does not want to give up that spot. This is the battle for the race lead. Go back up here. Giulio Caligari and AP battling it up. Caligari on the inside. AP that 1X car up on the outside line, and Caligari going to get through. Alvarez has been able to open up a little bit of a gap there on Archer Vieta, but has that racing been good or what? Wow. Team Swoop battling the Archer Vieta machine, and now 6/10 separate the two. And I suspect these guys have enough fuel to make it to the end. What a great battle there between Vieta and Alvarez. Caligari and Chris Hughes. This is for the 6th position. Caligari looking to make a spot or pass the 7 car to pick up a spot, and he is now in P6. '68 car, Givaldo Spinella and Steve Pierce up on the outside. These guys battling here, and looks like Givaldo going to hold on to that spot or pick up a spot. We are winding them down, and now that gap is 1.9 seconds. So maybe that waiting just a little bit longer for pit stops has helped the 83 car. And he is starting to run away from a great, great battle. Steve Pierce now closing back in on Bardelli Jr. in the waning moments of this race. So the 51 car battling Givaldo and now getting by, picking up a spot. So Steve Pierce now back up to the 15th position. You got some cars all over the track here. As Alvarez now closing in on Unichin and puts him down a lap. Silva now the last car on the lead lap. We've got these long green flag runs, a couple green flag pit stops, and that has definitely spread things out a little bit. Hassel on pit lane in a late race pit stop here. Maybe Vieira is on fuel save strategy because he pitted a little bit earlier than Alvarez. One car out of the race. We have 18 cars here joining us tonight. One car out of the race. 4 cars now on the lead lap. And we got some guys here who are going to be out of fuel, it looks like. They're running out of fuel. And Alvarez has got 2 laps to go. You see the 90 car out of fuel. Franco Alvarez, that might have been the situation there. Vieira might be close on fuel as well. 4.8 seconds, 4.9, now 5 seconds back. So as Alvarez crossing the start-finish line, we'll have 1 lap to go. And what he wants to see is green flag to the end. So Franco Alvarez, he had a great battle with Arthur Vieira tonight. But in the end, maybe a little pit stop strategy, a little saving the tires, a combination of both. And a little bit of luck, and the 83 car gets the race win here at Nashville. So great job to Franco Alvarez. Getting the win here at Nashville in the Buschwackers series. No idea what we're doing there. So Franco Alvarez getting the win. See if we can't get the camera, fly the drone. A little hard, man, when you're trying to fly it and then fly it sideways. So congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. And a great run there for everybody tonight. And another win for the Alvarez crew and his quest to maybe eke out a championship. Just a couple races, but he says, hey, man, I can get back in this thing. And a good job to be had by all tonight. Great turnout and a great race. We'll take a look at the final results. Franco Alvarez gets the win in the 83. Arthur Vieira finishes in the 2nd position. In 3rd is Dan Richter. Benner Silva finishes in 4th. Dennis Yuderchin battles for the 5th position. Julio Caligari finishes in 6th. Chris Hughes 7th. Antonis Paparanopoulos finishes in the 8th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes 9th. Gordon Carter 10th. Finishing in the 11th position is Sean Jacobs. Preston Hassel finishes in 12th. Todd Robillard 13th. Thiago Gomez finishes in the 14th position. Gilmar Peixoto finishes in 15th. Steve Pierce 16th. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 17th position. And finishing in 18th is Jesus Iglesias. So Franco Alvarez getting the win here at Nashville. And a well-deserved victory for him. And what a battle he had with Arthur Vieta. See if this view, we don't like that one as well, do we? We'll see if we can't get Alvarez up here in the booth with us, but what a good race overall. Just 2 caution flags, I believe. You know, just enough to shake things up a little bit, but not enough to let some of those guys get back on the lead lap with some lucky dogs. All right, Franco Alvarez is joining us up here in the booth, and what an interesting race that was. That battle between you and Arthur Vieta was epic all night long. Talk about how that worked out for you. It looks like there was a little contact also on pit lane late in the race.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, how are you? Oh my God.
I'm doing great.
My hands are hurting, man. Holy cow, that was a race and a half. Yeah, Arthur was absolutely flying today. I don't know what he had for breakfast, but man, he was absolutely flying today.
Well, it looked like there was a little pit strategy too. You waited a little bit longer than Vieta to come down pit lane, and do you think that was maybe the difference between the end of that last run and him not being able to hold on to you?
Well, about that, when we pitted for the first time under green around lap 50, I realized I could make it to the end with one more stop. So what I did since lap 1 of the second run was just saving fuel. Save fuel. I gained 3 laps of fuel on Arthur, so I didn't need to save anything on the last run. That's why I pitted a couple of laps later. And at the end of the last run, I just started saving tires, just waiting for the last 10 laps, and it paid off. He did a great move. We went side by side for like 5 laps, it felt like. And after that, he burned his stuff, and I was able to open a gap with the tires saved before, so it ended up working great.
Well, it looked like there was some contact on one of those pit stops there. He got into his pit stall a little bit. He was ahead of you and then got into his pit stall, and you might have, caught the right front quarter panel. Did that cause damage to your car? And, was it something that you just sort of hard to judge when somebody's going to, where their pit stall is, since you don't see pit crews necessarily?
That was simply a miscalculation by me. I thought he was pitting earlier. That was a mistake by me. Oh, thankfully, it didn't make damage neither for me or him, so at the end of the day, it didn't matter, thankfully. But yeah, that was a mistake for me.
Well, even late in the race, there didn't seem to be a huge problem with lap traffic. Everybody was sort of getting out of the way, and we had a low caution count tonight. Man, what an exciting race! What were your perspective there with the lap traffic at the back half of that race?
It was complicated because I needed to go flat out at the end, and I was getting traffic at corner exit, and I was getting loose, and I needed to cut down, and I lost a lot of time with that. But hey, everybody played fair, so no issue with that. Everybody did a good job. Well,
next week we have another great track. On the back half of this season, we start out at Chicagoland. What are your feelings at that mile and a half?
I don't think I ever finished in the top 10 in that track, so my expectations are extremely low for next week. Thankfully,
Well, you
we
do
can
have
break up
an interesting season the back half. You got Chicagoland, Pocono, Indy, Richmond, and Michigan. Is there anything that stands out to you on any of those 5 tracks?
Yes. Pocono, Indianapolis, and Michigan. I am absolutely really bad at these tracks. So.
Are you downplaying that on purpose or what?
I don't know how to turn a lap at Pocono. I don't know how to turn a lap in Indianapolis, and I never had luck at Michigan, so I am not looking forward for the end of the season. That's for sure, but hey, let's try our best and see if we can put the number 33 Chevrolet again in victory lane.
Well, great job. Fun race to watch, and good luck to you next week at, where'd we say we were going to be?
Chicagoland Superspeedway.
Yeah, Chicagoland. All right, good luck to you, and congratulations, man.
Thanks, Heath. Again, congratulations to Arthur for a great race, a great battle side by side for multiple laps. That was so fun. And also, I have a surprise. There will be 2 brand new cars. Who knows when they are ready? So, there are 2 cars ready.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, thank you for all the paint schemes you do, and you do a great job.
It's so fun to do it, so that's my way to help the HORL. So I hope you guys like that ones.
We do. I'm sure we will. All right, that's Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth and warning me that I'm going to have to add some cars to the car set here pretty soon. So congratulations to him, another race win, and don't forget next week we will be at where are we going to be? We're going to be at Chicagoland next week. So that'll be an exciting race, I'm sure. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And don't forget, we have some more racing coming up this weekend. We will be right back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 110 laps from Nashville. Race number 4 of that season. The Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series at Nashville, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, you want to host your website or your online store? How about host your VPS? Or how about your shed web hosting? That's also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Don't forget to join us over at HighOctaneRacing.net. We have a quick link to our Discord server over there. If you'd like to join us on Discord, got a quick link there, and that's where we do most of our business. The High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be in action on Tuesday for the final race of season number 2. They'll be at Kentucky. Great 1.5-mile track there. I think you're going to see some great side-by-side racing. It's the final race of season number 2, and that's coming up on July the 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I really appreciate people being here and supporting the channel, watching the races, getting involved in the chat, sharing my races no matter where you are or what platform you're on, where if you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share my videos here. I really appreciate all the support, all the people that come out each and every week, all the new subscribers, all the people who've hung out with me for all these years. I really appreciate that. We're approaching 900. I'd love to make that mark, and then hopefully we'll step on the gas pedal to 1,000. But definitely, the more you comment on the videos, the more you share the videos, the more you like the videos, the better it will be to get this out there. So again, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And smash the bell. You'll get updates of when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. Well, congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. What a big, big night here for him, and a big night for TurnLeftTV, a big night for High Octane Racing League. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Until next time, I am out of here.